Dorm life is definitely the most expensive route to choose on campus. I understand that the cost of living is not cheap, but if you can choose a different route other than to live in the campus dorms, you totally should. Did you know that housing costs here at the University of Kentucky are more than actual tuition rates? According to the school's website, room and board are about $12,184, all the while tuition is $11,484. That is almost an entire $1,000 difference more than our actual tuition. And if you thought tuition was expensive now, just give it another year. According to an article by Linda Blackford, tuition for the 2017-2018 school year will be increasing 5% for in-state students and 8.5% for out-of-state students, including a 3% increase in room and board costs. This means our new housing costs are going to be about $12,600, which is about $600 more than our new tuition rates are going to cost. To show a more personal connection to this campus-wide issue, I myself chose to live off campus to save more money and cut down more than half of my total tuition costs. Instead of paying almost $23,000 a year, I'm only having to pay about $11,000 for school. Yes, there's still rent to pay, there's still groceries to buy, but that's just a part of it and is a lot more cost effective than paying the university's ridiculous housing costs. You pay all of this money for the dorms, yet they have absolutely terrible quality. When paying almost $13,000 a year to live in a dorm, you would at least expect it to hold up and not look like someone has punched a million holes in the wall. Some of the dorms that I have walked into do not look as nice as they cost. There are dents and dings everywhere. There's holes in several spots where the paint has chipped off the walls. And not to mention the god-awful smell that lingers in the dorms for days. To show an example, a friend of mine who actually lives in the dorm stated that they are not allowed to hang up anything with nails or tapes or anything that could potentially chip off the paint from the walls. They were in fact told that they could use command strips to hang up pictures, canvases, whatever else that could be used to be hung up with those. Recently, this friend was packing up all of her things out of her dorm and trying to take the command strips off the wall as directed, and the paint still came off with the command strip. The walls are so cheaply painted that the paint comes off when pretty much anything touches its surface. And not to mention, if those 1-inch spots are taking off the walls, those students living in the dorms have to pay fines. And so each of those 1-inch little itty bitty spots costs about $45 in damage fees. And a gallon of paint for that is only about $12 or $25. So why are these students getting fined so much for the smallest infractions when they're actually told that they can use those items? They are supposed to be brand new dorms. So where is all this tuition money going? We are paying to live in brand new dorms that are supposed to be good quality, and they do not live up to those expectations whatsoever. My suggestion to you all and the university is possibly cutting down costs of housing and raising tuition rates instead. Although it is expensive to live, we are paying for education and to learn and not to live in the dorm life. And if we are going to have to continue to pay these pricey costs, they should at least make sure these dorms are exceeding better quality than what they are right now. So as you can see, room and board at the University of Kentucky is pretty pricey. We all get that college is expensive and it is not always easy to get scholarships, but to pay more for room and board than actual tuition just does not make sense to me. And now the university has decided to increase those costs even more just within the next few years, which puts an even bigger strain on struggling students to pay these outrageous tuition costs. We already pay enough money for housing that is not at all worth its quality, but we also have to pay for every other little thing that we do on campus that could potentially lead to even more fines, such as parking our cars.